Hey.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so colors. Yellow's a good color for you.
I
like
do love yellow.
So
So in like, I want to say 7th grade,
Uh-huh.
I went to my mom and I was like, I only want yellow in my closet.
Oh my god.
So that did become like my all-time favorite color.
Uh-huh.
Like I had everything yellow. Clothes, hair ties, hair barrettes, jewelry, necklace, shoes. I had like yellow Converses, yellow banana pumps, and those got me in trouble one night. But yeah, yellow was like my thing.
Still is though, huh?
I still love yellow. I would say that's my all-time favorite color.
Okay.
Yeah.
But in the house, you were talking about
I
you like
gre-
neutrals and
yeah,
that
I'm
sort of
very
deal?
earthy. My double Taurus self is like I have to have ground color, like very natural, very earthy tones.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than my bathroom. My bathroom's like bright blue.
Okay. Bright
I
blue.
want to be a mermaid in the bathroom.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's bright.
Dive right in, huh?
It's like a little more bluey. It's like this color light.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's different for a bathroom.
I mean, my kid loves it.
Oh well, damn. That's
you
a
gotta
thing that
please
matters.
like all the generations in the house.
I hear
Where
you.
everywhere else is like pretty natural.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that the same thing with your tats? Like like color wise, you got color on.
I got some color, yeah.
Yeah. Do you like? Is that like you prefer black and white? Like doing black and white work, or
I would say when I look at my art, I would say like fan favorites and some of my favorites are all my color work. Something, maybe my painting background. Like I do love mixing colors and making my own colors, you know what I mean? And blending and seeing things come to life with color. But I will never shy away from a black and gray.
right?
Chef's kiss, you know what I mean?
I'm right there with you, man.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
for some odd reason, color and I like we bump heads, man.
Yeah.
I don't.
Color's not for everyone.
It's like you mentioned the color wheel and all that, and my color wheel is like, I don't know. I think it only has 3 colors in it or something like that.
I look at my wardrobe now and I'm like, black.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's all black, bro. It's all black. And I'm like, what happened? But the more tattoos I got, the less colors and patterns I wanted to wear. Because I was like, it doesn't show off my tattoos. My tattoos get like outshined by this beautiful yellow shirt, you know?
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I paid money and time and pain for these tattoos. I want those to be the shiny things that shine or that people see before like a cherry red dress or something.
Right?
You know?
Yeah, that pops.
Yeah,
And you're
where I'm
that's
like
the only
black,
thing.
but I'm like, I need to get out of that. But that's hard.
I get you.
Yeah.
So, okay, when drawing, you and your brother have been drawing. When did the tat thing happen? When did
I
you
will
start
say
doing
Christopher
that,
was
man?
always like a big inspiration for me. Just because he's so naturally talented with his drawing and he's so like aloof about it, like yeah, I drew this,
like,
yeah. And I'm like, as an 8-year-old, I was like, what? Like one time he drew out the Spice Girls for me, and I freaked out. So I always was like, ooh, if I can be as good as my brother, then I feel like I can go somewhere in general, just with my art in general. And then kind of left the realm of drawing and went more into painting. So I'd say painting is my first love.
Oh. That's interesting.
And then I got my first tattoo on my 18th birthday. Okay. It was like planned for like 2 months.
Oh, what was it? Or what
it's
is
now
it?
covered up. It was a cross in the middle of my back.
Okay.
At that age, I was a junior in high school.
Been there.
Yep. And I was like, I'm going to be a junior who has a tattoo because I'm 18. And Daniel, my other brother, was like, oh, you need to go here to this tattoo spot. He had no tattoos.
He just threw you in.
He's like, you need to go here.
He's like, it's a 7-Eleven down the way.
Right. Well, it was Empire, which is like one of the oldest shops in town. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, great experience. It was my first time, so of course it was like nerve-wracking. But I did set up an appointment 2 months before and I went to the wall and picked that sucker out. You know, it was
I
like
see.
no custom drawing or anything like that. It was like B13 is what I'm gonna have. You know, immediately was like, that fucking hurt. Like, and then I couldn't see it. Right, it's on your back. I couldn't see it.
You're like, is it a cross? Or
Right. And after it healed, it was like, Then, like, a lot of my girlfriends who were just turning 18 were like, well, when you have a tattoo already, come with me to get my first tattoo.
Oh.
And then I was just like, okay. And then maybe I'll get a tattoo.
Right.
And then it just started. And then for me, when I started getting work done on my arms and I could actually watch the process, it just kind of clicked for me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and that was like, but it's different from paper to skin.
Absolutely.
So like, yeah, like
yeah.
how
So the way I looked at it, like, I started, like, I was able to watch and I'm like, whoa, this is actually really cool. And then my brain started picking it all apart, where like a tattoo machine is the same thing as a sewing machine. If you really think about it, right? It's just a needle that goes up and down.
Damn, I never really.
And then like the harder you push the pedal on the sewing machine, the faster the needle goes. So it's like that to me, it was just like, it was like a light bulb, because I come from so many seamstresses on my father's side, my grandmother, my great grandmother, her mom, and my black side, they were always the help sewing, So growing up, learning how to sew, I think it was just like, it came as like, I could do that. I know how to sew.
That's
Why
interesting.
can't I tattoo?
Yeah.
And so it was like something where I noticed, my therapist calls me an extrovert. So it's like, I could get my, like, chatting and being around people that I'm not always around, right? Like new people and stuff like that fills my cup. It helps me like feel myself. So I was like, I can get my social time in. I can get my creative outlet in.
Oh, that's cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I can do all, and that's where I was like, I need a tattoo. I was bartending at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's how I got into it.
Huh.
The shop was going up across the street, and I was like, I hope they come in here.
What shop is this?
It's no longer there.
Oh, what was it?
Uno Tattoo.
Wait, well, that sounds so.
It was across from Fat Cats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you remember that place?
That's me out. Yeah, I do.
I
Remember
probably won't
it,
say
man.
any names, but it was quite an experience. I learned so much.
Oh yeah, I bet.
I learned so much that honestly, a lot of people going into tattoo apprenticeships now, their mentors probably don't even know some of the information I know.
Oh.
Which is like making needles and knowing how to completely take apart a old-timey like coil machine and put it back together and stuff like that, where the industry has changed so much, with tattooers becoming more in control of the equipment that we use. The rotary pens and whatnot are the new thing, which are amazing. Like, I'll never go back to a coil, but
What's the difference? Like,
there's quite a few differences, really. Like a coil machine, for me, I always struggled with just like keeping it in tune, where it's like, you got your battery, you got your coils, and then you hook that up to the power supply.
it's like a fucking jumper cable.
Yeah, and then you have your pedal.
Oh, it is like that. It is just like a fucking
it's
sewing machine.
So
Holy
now,
shit.
though, you have a cartridge with your needle grouping on it. And you just click it into the pen, and then it's batteried. It's a batteried, like, motorized rotary machine.
Wow.
You just press the battery on, and then you can, like, control things right there. And then the weight of them are so light, because it's almost like you can paint, like, as a painter, learning how to tattoo with a coil machine, like, my hand was vibrating like this constantly. It was so much weight to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, dang, yeah, I could easily understand why people get carpal tunnel, or like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're like, let me tattoo you. Where it's like a rotor, the equipment nowadays, or artists have thought about that. Like, how can we extend our our careers.
Yeah, our
The length of
repertoire.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, which is really cool.
Huh. So what was the so when you got in there and you wanted to like, did they give you like a practice skin or something to do that on? What because you had to have fucked up your first one, right?
So,
Or something.
oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, of course,
gosh.
right?
So it took me about 1.5 years before he let me touch skin.
Oh, okay.
So that was like just coming, and this is very old school, like apprenticeship. So it's very much like a man's world in the industry. Like at the time, I remember there was like maybe 3 other female tattooers that were like heard of in this area, the Asheville area. And I just was like, oh yeah, it's the time. Like I need to get in there while there's not a lot, you know? And so it was very much like day to day, come in, clean everybody's area. And with coils, it's like you have your tubes that were steel, so you had to use autoclaves and all that stuff. Where now it's everything's disposable.
Oh, okay.
Which is so nice because then you don't have to worry about like scrubbing people's juices off of things. You know what I mean? You can just like gloves off, throw it away, and it's done. But so he made me take like a few different quizzes. One of the quizzes was breaking apart and putting back together my tattoo machine.
Okay.
Which was cool because it was like I'm very hands-on as a learner.
Yeah.
So that is what I really enjoy. You know, it's like put some Legos in front of me, dude. It's on.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how I looked at that. And he actually didn't have me go with any fruit or fake skin. He was like, to his client he's working on in that moment, cool if my apprentice comes and fills in this leaf. And they're like, yeah, dude, I don't care. And it's like on the dude's fucking neck. And I'm like, what? You want me to like shade? Like I've never done this before, right? And he's like,
Kill someone?
Yeah. Like it's like on the dude's neck.
Jugular?
And he's like, stretch the skin more. And so then he's hovering. And all I hear is his like hot breath on my, and he's like, circular motion, circular. No, too slow. No, too fast. And like, it was just, and it's coaching, but at the time I was so stressed.
Yeah.
But now looking back, I'm like, that's probably the best way to learn.
Sure. Like dive in, right? Hair first.
Throw you to the wolves. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then because too, like that fake skin, the silicone stuff it's not like real breathing, moving human canvas. You know what I mean?
Is fruit a thing? Like
fruit is a thing. So like cantaloupes, oranges. Something with that kind of rind, not like a watermelon. That's too hard.
Yeah, not like a fucking pineapple.
And usually, like you want it a little, like probably a week after it's like truly ripe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like a little softer.
Feeling like a 20-year-old arm or something like that, or like just the texture, I guess.
Yeah.
Or like the, I mean.
But even then, that doesn't feel like real skin.
Yeah, because I mean, people jump and move, and I'm sure someone has jumped on you, right?
Oh my god, yeah, I've almost been kicked in the face. Like people will have, like the thigh is always a really twitchy place. Anywhere on the leg can be really twitchy. I think because you just have well, you know, that Achilles when you get closer to the ankle and the calf.
Yeah.
You just have so many tendons and muscles going through there. So I'm like, it's totally normal. And if they're a good tattoo artist, they should be prepared for twitching because that's you can't help it. It's just something that happens.
Yeah, man.
But there is one client that like, it wasn't like a twitch, you know, it was like a twitch. Like it was like, ooh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, you're good. Like you gotta have cat like reflexes and the skin will kind of tell you like because you're like both hands are on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you're pulling a line, you're like I'm gonna call it right here, and then twitch, you know, or but that takes practice to know. And also like if it was a brand new client that I've never worked with, I might not be able to sense it as I would like someone I've done like 16 hours of work on.
Right. Yeah. I was gonna say like what longest time? How long has someone sat in the chair for you? Like,
I usually call it around 6 hours. at the most. And of course that would be breaks. You know what I mean? Like, you can't expect anyone to go in
Yeah, just lay there.
and lay there for 6 hours.
God,
like
no.
especially with the people that, like, they might not be a first timer in the tattoo world, but like their first time sitting in my chair, I always do the same spiel where it's like, communication is key. And, you know what I mean? And if you need a break, let me know. We can take a break at any time.
Sure.
And then I go on to say, like, and then for me, if you don't call for a break, I will call for a break.
Oh, yeah.
Within like an hour or an hour and a half.
Well, even just for you, man.
For me. And it's not even necessarily like my hands. They're like, oh, yeah, your hands cramp up. And I'm like, no. It's more so just to like rest my eyes.
Yeah.
Take my eyes off of the project. Because as an artist, it's like, you stop looking at it for a second, and then the first thing that you notice is something imperfect. Imperfect, you know? And you're like, let me get that. So that's one reason why I'm like, because I want to give you the best of my ability.
Sure.
So I want to make sure that I'm catching everything. Or like, for example, if I am working on like a solid like palm piece and I'm like doing everything right, and then I see something over here, but I was just tattooing up here. I'm like, oh, sorry. And I go back. Because like, if I don't get it then, I don't want to forget about it. And then if I forget about it, then it's going to keep me up at night. And then I'm going to be like, holy fuck, I didn't connect those two lines or whatever. Or
And then you go into work delirious. And
it will just eat me alive. Yeah.
Oh,
It'll eat at me. So.
Yeah, I get that, man.
It's a permanent thing too, so it's like.
Yeah, man. I think that's one thing. Like, everyone's like, "Hey, Zach," you know, like high school wise, and like, you know, fucking drawing. You know? It's like, man,
I'm
Zach,
shocked.
you should do tattoos, and I'm like, I would shit myself. I don't think I could put.
I think you could.
God, I'd be like, I'm already
A little.
I erase too much already that
Believe it or not, though, like, and I guess it would take practice, right? Like, of course, thinking about where I am now when I started tattoo to the feelings I had those first, like, maybe 5 tattoos I ever did by myself, like, the nerves are completely different, right?
Yeah.
But there's something about, it's very much energy. So it's almost like, and we all are human. No one's perfect. You know what I mean? And when you think about art, you want it to be imperfect in its own way.
Sure. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Like, because it's human. It's human made. So, but once you're in it and it's like you're feeling this person's energy, it's hard to like really mess up, I guess. Like now, where I'm at now.
Yeah.
Because I'm just such in a groove. Now then, I think I was focusing on way too much where it's like, just enjoy the ride. Have fun with this design.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of components that you have to kind of feel out and get to know before you can get to the point where it's like just not
it's
like,
just a
air.
Just a thing. Yeah. See, because like if I were I don't know, I'd be afraid of, because every so often when I pick up the pencil, like at the beginning, you know, like you got to get your word flow in and that time and everything. But like the first 10 minutes, I feel like Michael J. Fox. I feel like I'm just fucking a lost DJ.
Yeah.
Same. You know? Like,
same.
All over the place. And like, but then afterwards, then I'd start calming down and that sort of thing. But I'm like, dude, I don't think I could make a couple lines on someone's shoulder blade or whatever and be like, oh, well, I'll come back and fix that later.
Right.
You know, like that sort of thing. I would, and I guess it's just like, and I know that it is permanent. And that would scare the shit out of me.
Oh my gosh.
And I think that's just what it is.
Do you want to hear about my first mess up?
Fuck yeah, I do. God, yeah, I do. So does his ass.
So.
This is why you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I fucked up. Like, so. Believe it or not, it's on my now husband. Thank God. But then again, it's like, damn, why am I torturing myself? I have to look at this every day for the rest of my life. So he was very supportive in me and, you know, the craft in general. And he was always like, oh, look at this ink set. Let me help you, blah, blah. So when it was his turn, he was like, I think you're ready for this. And I'm like, I don't know. I'll have to ask my mentor. But it was like, one of like the Tool Danny Carey stars that he has on his drum set.
Okay.
Like it's like a 7-sided star. It's not a pentagram.
Bring it up, dude.
Yeah, it's like this 7-sided star that Danny Carey from Tool.
Okay.
From
Tool,
his Tool.
huh?
Like it was on his Tool set. And this is like, gosh, 12 years ago.
Huh. Danny Carey.
7-sided star. Or yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Um,
Danny Carey.
Yeah, that's like his favorite drummer.
Really?
I mean, the dude is a beast too.
Huh.
I'll know it if I. Oh, there it is.
Oh.
No, it's this one. This guy. Yeah. So it's like very simple of an image. Where is it? Yeah, that's it on the drum set, right? On the left there.
I see. Okay.
No, you're good.
No, it's all right.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like that one.
Different. It's like man, what's it? It kind of reminds me of I don't know, you might have to type in seven-sided star
Or
or something
seven-pointed
like that,
star,
Kev.
yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
So I'm like maybe 3/4 in.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay, we're getting there. All right, we're doing this. No, dude, start getting so comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like pulling this line, and all of a sudden, I'm like, what?
Oh, no. So one looks like...
I immediately, I don't know how fast I jumped up.
Oh, it's like
but
that?
which
Scroll
one?
back up, Kev. Like at the right, on the right? Like over there?
It's more pointier than that
Oh,
one.
that guy?
No.
Mm.
It is like this. It's 7-pointed. It was on the drum set.
Yeah.
Ooh, Carry drum kit maybe? Yeah.
But you essentially messed up on one of the straight parts of it.
Yeah, because it's all straight. It's like, it's like
Yeah, edges,
points and lines.
triangles, and everything.
And I will never forget. Like I almost puked on him because it like my stomach dropped, and I like basically pushed myself out of the way and ran to the bathroom. And I did puke, but I almost puked on him because I was like, oh my God, like I totally just fucked that up so bad.
Oh man. Yeah. See?
And he immediately was like,
What's
it'll
wrong?
be fine. It'll be fine. And I'm like, no. And then my mentor's like, what did you do?
Uh-huh.
And it was fixable, but it was in my mind, it's like the worst thing ever.
Sure, because that was the first. Like that was the first. Like.
Yeah.
Well, what made you? Did you think that you were like, I can fucking do this?
I think I just started getting comfortable with getting tattooed.
Oh, okay.
Which then was like, I want to do tattoos.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Wait, is that an answer to your question?
No, yeah. In a way, it's like, hey, man, like, you see stand-up comedy, and you're like, dude, what's so hard about that?
Yeah.
And then once you get up there, you're like, oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It was terrifying. Like the way my mentor had it as well. Like after I tattooed the leaf on his neck, on his client's neck, he was like, all right, I think you're ready. I want you to get 25 people here and you'll start practicing. Depending on how those look, then I'll start letting you get paid for them because they were free tattoos.
Yeah.
And so I had like 55 people show up.
Whoa.
Yeah, that were like, hell yeah, you can practice on me, which was exciting. Like I was like, wow, all these people trust me with their bodies. Like, it's a big deal. And then of course, some people were like, I want this, and I'm like, I'm in it beginning stages, bro. I can't put like a ship on you just yet. Okay, like I'm learning.
An 8-sided pyramid.
Exactly.
Or whatever. You're like,
exactly.
Okay.
But like, it with anything, practice. Yeah. Practice, and then feeling confident enough with certain people, I think too, to like, hey, you cool if I try out this new technique? Because it's all about communication too.
Sure.
So it's like any kind of consult or anything like that. I'm like, what kind of styles do you like? What kind of shading do you prefer? Do you like some softer whip shading, or do you like full saturation?
Yeah, man.
Stuff like that. So depending on techniques too. Like you have to learn those.
Yeah.
And then feel like you've mastered them or comfortable enough to play around with those.
Sure.
Confidently.
Yeah, because
That's always the biggest fear too.
Definitely.
Like not coming off confident enough. You know. But I'm not one to shy away from something that I feel like I wouldn't execute to my liking.
Sure. Well, especially now. Now you're
Yeah,
like,
absolutely
you
not.
know.
Yeah. So I'm like, if someone comes to me with like, can you do this photorealistic image of my uncle? And I'm like, no, bro. 'Cause
Yeah.
then he's going to look like fucking SpongeBob or something. Like,
Right.
you know, because I'm more of a illustrator, not a hyper, you know,
Realistic.
photo. Yeah. Like I do like realism for, you know, proportion aesthetics.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I like things to look proportionally correct.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Because you got, someone's eye, if, you know.
Yeah. Or if I'm going full blown, just like, I would say in my own natural style, what I draw first, it would always be very cartoony.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that
Big,
makes
bold
sense.
Curves, bold lines.
Yeah.
But then again, like something about botanicals and like animals, anything nature, I'm just like in love with.
I was going to say, like, looking at your stuff and everything, it looks very, has a, like you said, a nature organic sort of feel. Like you got flowers popping out everywhere. Very botanical, I guess.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah, and I've gone more towards like fine line stuff too. Which is fun, you know? A lot of tattoo artists have a lot of opinions about different styles. I am one where it's like, I like to stay in my lane. I like what I like.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, that's okay. And then, you know, your art is your own art. So
Sure.
people are going to perceive things differently. But at the same time, it's like, you know, if this person's saying, hey, I want this fine line, I'm going to give them what they want.
Right.
But then you could have another artist say, blah, 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 Joe over here, being like, that's not going to last 50 years. Well, we didn't ask you, blah, 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 Joe. Okay?
Yeah.
And this 18-year-old wanted a fine line thing. Maybe she'll want to cover it later, and it will be so much easier to cover it if it's a fine line design.
Sure.
Or
Yeah.
whatever the case.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I am here to give the people what they want. Like,
Yeah. Does that happen? Like let's say someone comes in and they're like, okay, I think I'm like, I got this, I want a polar bear, and they're like, okay, this is what I drew out and everything. This is exactly what I want. Do you sometimes like look at it and you're like, man, I can make this fucking thing so much better than, even though you want this, but like, have you ever tried to say, hey, well, can I flip your design around a little bit?
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, a lot of the times,
It's not concrete,
whenever it's in this scenario, right? A lot of times it's actually like, okay, you booked this a month ago. You've sent me your references. I generally don't send out previews of the work, so you see it the day of.
Oh.
And if we need to make any changes, we'll have time for that, right?
Okay.
I think the worst is like when it's like, here's your design, and they're like, that's awesome, but can we take this out? And that's when it's like, darn, because I'm like, that would have been so badass.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm always giving my all, but some people don't always want my all.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So then, and that goes into like, maybe their pockets aren't as full as
Sure.
they were hoping, or, maybe they were just going for more of a minimalistic tattoo,
Sure.
but
Yeah.
as an artist, I always like,
Trying to beef it up
I
little
go
bit.
so far, and then some people are like, nah,
It's a little much.
or my design, they might look at it and be like, well, all these lines, and I'm like, then I have to go into, describing like, well, this is just a line drawing, which means it's just a guideline. So you might see all these lines as harsh lines, but a lot of them are just guidelines for me in my whip shading or yada, 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 where like this part of this feather is actually going to be lined out. It's going to be softly like brushed in.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
Shaded
feathered or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's always so much communicating going back to that. Yeah.
Are you listening to like when you're doing like an hour or so or 2 hours or whatever, like do you pop in a certain album and then you go for it? Or do you to get into
yeah.
you got to get
So,
into that
I am
mood,
someone-
that mode.
I just can't have quiet.
Yeah.
That's something I definitely
God,
can't.
no.
Lately, if my client's comfortable with it, I've been playing the Diddy trial. I'm like, I gotta know the tea. I'm like, we gotta find out what's going on in court today.
My God.
Which is crazy, dude. That shit is wild.
How is that not televised? That's what I don't get.
Well, there's like no footage, like actual footage from the courtroom.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like you put OJ up there.
I know.
I
that
mean,
was like a murder case too.
I mean, yeah, it's just like, but man, he's done so.
I think because of the like how explicit the videos and stuff. Because even like the reporters that I'm following that are covering the case, they're like, only the jury are seeing certain footage of the freak offs.
Because you can only imagine.
Oh my
man.
God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I think it's R. Kelly times like 4.
Yeah.
And R. Kelly was bad. Yeah. So, but I'll be getting the juice. Or it's like, I really been digging like just lo-fi, just beats. Just something I can just
vibe with.
Yeah. Especially, it really kind of depends on like
your mood.
Who's sitting there with me too?
Oh,
because like if I have clients that I'm like, oh, we about to get chatty, we're gonna talk Diddy trial, or we're gonna talk this or that, like, because I am chatty, so it's like. But then I have certain clients who are like, you care if I put my headphones on? I'm like, do you? As long as you can hear me, so I can check in on you,
Yeah.
And then I'll just play whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, but we gotta set the vibe.
Yeah.
Like I'm very much like ambient. Like I love this is so cool. Yeah. It's a vibe.
It is.
It is. It's a vibe.
It is.
Yeah.
It definitely is. Like, this whole thing, this needs to get switched around. Like
I like it.
It does. It's kind of like, I mean, it's been.
It's comfortable and cozy though.
Yeah.
That's what you want for a good chat.
That's what it is, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, at first, these walls were going to be red.
Ooh.
Fucking red, like blood red.
Are you still thinking about that?
God, no.
Oh, okay. I didn't know where that was going. Like,
no,
are you
no,
still
no.
thinking?
No, I don't know. I mean, I was like, man, maybe get rid of some of these gray walls and maybe stick something else up there.
You could do like an accent wall or something.
I thought about it.
I'm digging this. I love that.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's just scraps from job.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Everyone at work is like, what are you doing? And I'm like,
It blocks out the light too.
it does. Yeah. And it's like a showpiece almost. Another thing to go up on the wall.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's what it is.
I've been getting into wood burning a lot.
Have you?
Yeah.
Man.
I love it.
It's
fun.
complicated.
It's very complicated.
Yeah.
Talk about messing up, but I'm like, you piece of wood, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
I'll just get a new one.
Exactly. It's not
Fuck the
someone's
trees.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I'm
not
just
someone's
kidding.
ankle or
Exactly.
their fucking ass cheek or something.
But it's fun to kind of put creative, because sometimes I can, I wouldn't say burnout, but you can get on the incline towards burnout very quickly.
Yeah, man.
If you're busy too. So a lot of, there's always been a lot of chat. Like I had an artist that was starting my back piece, but then they just up and moved away. And like artists are artists, we're emotional and we will kind of just run away or just flip the script. No, close that chapter of my life. I'm now painting walls,
and crying
at the same time about how I hated my tattoos I did, so I mean, I've had artists move up, just disappear on me. So it's like, gosh, where was I going with that? It was going to be good. Anyway.
Oh, well, but that's what that is.
Oh, burnout. Yeah.
The burnout
So it's like
part.
I will go home sometimes after like a long week and I'm like, my hands are needing to move.
Oh.
So I'll like wood burn or paint or crochet.
Oh.
And it's like sometimes that will even spark more like creativity.
Definitely.
And inspiration for like, ooh, yeah. Oh, where's my sketch pad? Or,
yeah. That's
which is fun.
See, I used to carry around a little sketch pad and everything.
Yeah.
And then it either got rained on or I left it somewhere. Or like, and I'm like, if I could just carry this stupid thing around like my cell phone.
Yeah.
I would probably have so many like ideas running through.
Do you have an iPad? because they're great.
it's
Because
just
then it's like,
this
it's an
fucking thing,
iPad,
man.
so then you could like easily draw on it.
Yeah.
I mean, that is also another thing that I get tired of, though, because I draw on a pad, like digital,
Yeah.
so much where I'm like, oh, I'm craving paper.
Yeah. Oh,
You know?
see, that's the thing, man. Yeah.
I
it's
bet
like-
you can relate with the 3D stuff.
Very
like,
much
it's
so.
Like, I just want to touch
Like-
something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like the other day, I don't know. I'm trying to remember what I was trying to draw, but I took like 2 hours because, like, ever since Tucker died, like, the want hasn't been there, and so, and I've been drawing for my entire life, but now I just like the spark is it's very, very dim, and so, but I tried. And like about hour and a half into it, I got so fucking frustrated. I broke like 3 pencils, threw my fucking piece of paper away. And
It will do that. It will
man,
do that.
it's so fucking frustrating. And
Because you're like almost chasing this, not just only image, you're, like this thing in your brain where it's like, I'm looking for this to look a certain way because I see it in my head.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not getting there, but it's almost like trying to chase the feeling too that
Yeah,
you're
man.
looking for within the piece of art, which can be very difficult.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. I was like, okay, this is what's gonna bring me back, right? And then once I got like to a certain point, I was like, this is horrible,
Yeah.
But I think it's just me beating up on myself because
It's hard to let go of this.
yeah,
these
man,
voices.
yeah, the block. It's and so like I was like, well, okay, nice attempt,
Yeah.
but and I'll try to do it again tomorrow or something like that. And then it was still eating at me.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, if it's still eating at me,
Well,
then
leave
I
it
don't
there.
even know what
Don't
to
like
do.
rip it up or anything.
Yeah, no.
And then like when you do get another, just try another thing
That's
because
what
you
it
can
is.
always come back to it. Wasn't
Sure.
there a famous artist? Was it Dali?
Pardon?
It's like it. No, Salvador Dali.
Oh, so okay.
Am I saying that I can never? I'm not
Oh,
a
Dali,
well pronunciated person.
you're good.
Words are not my friend all the time.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I mean, I'll chat, but
Let's-
like they come out. Well, they definitely come out misspelled if I'm ever having.
Oh yeah.
misspelled.
Oh yeah.
That's the dyslexia. But
Oh yeah. I called Alexis or whatever. I called her dyslexia the other day, and I was like, shit. Okay, that's not her name, but fuck it. Who cares? Yeah.
Oh,
I'm like,
well-
why aren't you shutting off?
I can relate with that because I made like one of my passwords for like, I don't know, Hulu or something, my child's name. And so I recently moved studios. And so I'm like getting the TV all hooked up and I'm like, why can I not get, like, I have the password. I know the password. I
Right.
misspelled my child's name.
Wait, you're spelling it with like a C instead of an S or something?
I think I left out a letter, which is typical for me. It's not that simp no more.
Simp. Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay, you brought up just a little while ago about like it being more like human based, like tattooing is. You think AI is gonna ruin shit? What do you think,
I
man?
do have feelings about AI.
Yeah, man.
For one, it fucking scares me.
Because now they're like screen printing on people.
Yes, I saw like a Shark Tank where it's like this person created like a machine going back to what's the movie? Not Encino Man. What is it?
I don't know. What?
Where Crocs were created? What is the movie?
Oh, I don't know. There you go.
Idiocracy.
Oh, okay.
Idiocracy.
Okay.
Where he goes and he puts his arm in the
Oh,
thing.
yeah, that's
And then
right.
he gets the
It's a
tattoo.
tattoo, that's
So
right,
it's something
that's right.
similar to that was on Shark Tank.
Oh.
And one of the sharks were like, how are these artists going to feel about you taking their jobs? You know? And they were like, well, we're not. You know, this would be a whole nother thing from tattooing. But in my head, I'm like, no, dude, you're trying to take my job.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it is, right?
And then too, though, like, it's like a love-hate relationship. Like, do I think that people will start trusting machines with their skin to tattoo them? I don't know. Like, the big thing right now is, like, people are getting put under anesthesia and having like 4 tattoo artists tattoo like leg sleeves and full backs on them while they're asleep.
Really?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Holy
But you know who's
crap.
doing it are the fucking people that have money. Football players, rappers, and all this. Where I'm like, the average Joe can't afford to do that. And you're making it seem like it's easy when you wake up, I guarantee you, you are going to have the flu because you have completely just put your body through so much. Like you're being wrong to your body.
Yeah.
Tattooing is very much it's a spiritual trade, right? So it's like, I just feel like, yeah, AI, the whole anesthesia bullshit is just taking it to the next level.
That's wild, man.
But then I'm like, you know, this person wants this, say, rabbit, but they don't want it like the Christopher rabbit, and they don't want this position. And I'm like, hey, AI, give me some angles of bunny rabbits running through a forest. And it gives me like 10 little bunnies. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see how they've drawn the butt. Or, you know what I mean? For that proportionate thinking in me, then that kind of helps me be like, oh, okay, yeah, I could angle it this way, and then I can start drawing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it can be a helpful resource, but I just don't believe in like people just letting it take over their creativity, number one, and then also like taking the job of tattoo artists.
Yeah.
Fuck AI.
Yeah, because AI essentially in my old industry, like
is it taking your jobs?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like why are you gonna hire, you know, a group of people to animate a character, right?
Yeah.
When you could just throw it into a program and be like,
but doesn't it
there
take
it
like
is.
that touch from humans like away?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
You know?
Because
like,
you know, I think, not to cut you off, it's just like
No,
one of
you're
those
good.
things that I think like you have to have somewhat, like, even in an Amazon warehouse, you could have robots galore, you could do whatever, but you still have to have, like, if something breaks down, what are you gonna do?
Who's gonna fix that shit?
Is gonna be another robot to fix that shit,
Yeah.
or is it gonna be an actual human? Because you gotta have the human element for any of it to work.
And too, like, is an AI machine going to be sweet and nice to you and offer you things that you need while getting tattooed? Like, what if you pass out? Is that machine or AI brained whatever gonna know like you need water and to maybe go step outside? You know what I mean?
Right,
or
yeah.
like just need a minute. Like, are you gonna be able to say no? Like, I had a client pass out on me just yesterday.
Oh, really?
Excuse me, Friday. Yeah, and like,
Just from like too much?
yeah.
Just the pain
Yeah,
threshold
I mean,
or
if
something?
they, in this situation, I think she got a little overheated, and we were working on her spine. So like, that's not an easy place. The spine being like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like our nervous system.
Definitely.
And
God.
it's a situation where, like, you know, if you stand up or like move your head too fast, your sugar can drop really quickly. And it's like, that's why I never want to work in like a super private studio, because like, luckily my suite mate was there that day and she could help me.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think it's important to be able to like catch your people, you know,
Yes, that
and
will-
to know when to pull away if something like that happens. Where could AI predict that or
Right.
know what to do in a situation like that?
Yeah, I guess like he would have to, like, you know,
Maybe if you're
instead
like
just-
Wally or something.
leave him flat lined on the damn bed or whatever. It's like,
Right.
man, that's some scary stuff.
It's
like,
scary.
but you would think that maybe AI would I mean, I guess you aren't supposed to work fast when it comes down to this certain element of art. You know, like, it is a take your time thing and that sort of deal. I would think AI would just do it so quickly that the human element that is taken out of it, it would look too computer generated.
It's gonna
I guess.
look
And
like
it's like,
a temporary tattoo.
yeah.
And how would that heal? You know what I mean?
I just don't get it.
And
man.
too, it's like with tattooing, like, you know what to do for certain situations. So like the skin of an 18-year-old My oldest to date is like 84. So like
Whoa.
18 to 84, the skin is completely different.
Yeah.
And you need to know how to approach that skin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like needle depth, like the speed of your stroke in the skin, you know, how fast your needle is actually going. So like,
man, what's an 84-year-old getting a tattoo of?
Oh my gosh, she was so sweet. We're like, my studio's on the second level, so I'm unfortunately not handicap accessible. So it was a previous client of mine, her granddaughter reaches out and was like, my grandma really wants a tattoo. I'm like, all right, girl. Let her know though, because 84, I expected it to be somewhat similar to my grandmother, who's like in a walker.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, my grandma's 88, but like, let her know we're on the second floor. Is that going to be okay? Oh my gosh. The day she showed up, she was just going up those stairs.
Really?
I'm getting a new tattoo. Like, and she wanted just a little dragonfly. And she was like, this is my body. I want a tattoo.
Yeah.
She said she got her first one on her 60th birthday.
Oh,
And then
wow.
got another one. Yeah.
Held out that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has anyone ever been like, okay, I am so gung-ho about doing this.
And then cancel?
Yeah. And then
Absolutely.
they just chicken out because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, man, it's too permanent or too.
Yeah, it's never really like the process of it getting done. It's always the commitment to the design. So they're like, I really want this, but no, I don't want it.
Oh.
And then they're like, I'll hit you back whenever I'm ready. And if they do, then it's always something completely different.
Oh.
And a lot of times they don't, you know?
Yeah. Have you had to go in there and make like a person, you know, they want, you know, people make the mistake of putting like Kevin on their arm, you know, or
Like
something
cover-ups and stuff like that?
yeah.
Or like Drake.
Yeah. Adolf or whatever.
Yeah,
you know, you're
God.
like, Jesus, okay.
Yeah. I've definitely done quite a few cover-ups in my day.
Yeah.
I have to pick and choose which ones I'll take on now, though.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, if someone's coming to me who had gotten this big crow, which is a black bird, say 5 years ago, where it's like, it's settled, right?
Yeah.
It's not 15 years, but it's aged. You know, it's starting to, like, it's in the skin.
Yeah, the crow turned into a bluebird all of a sudden.
It's pretty, yeah. If it's solid black, what am I going to cover up with that? Like, how would it, like...
You just put a big box around it and...
I mean,
something.
so my first time... Oh, this is a great story, actually. Are you ready?
Yeah, roll with it.
So this was in my apprenticeship, and I was working the front desk, and I was tattooing, like, openly tattooing at this point. But I was running front desk that day, and, like, these few people come in, and he's like, yo, I want to get this name covered up right here. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let me go see who's available. And it was the woman's name, Tiff.
Under his eye?
Under his eye.
Oh.
Like under, like not under, but like.
Not like
like
Nelly
in
under,
the
but-
like.
Oh my God.
You know,
really?
like where the eyelid kind of, like you can feel like your bone, right? It's in that area. And so I'm like, yeah, let me go see who's available. My mentor is like, let me see it. He goes up and walks to the, talks to the dude. And then he's like asking around, and nobody wants to fucking do this. So then, of course, he's like, when I need you to go set up your station. I'm like, oh, what are we doing? I think I was like, are we going to finish your leg? Because I think he was letting me work on his leg, like do some type of project on his leg. And he's like, just set up. And I'm like, okay. So, like, I go back there, start setting up, and he's like, you're going to tattoo that guy. And I'm like, I'm going to tattoo his eye? And he was like, I think this will be really good practice for you. And I'm like, holy shit, dude. Like, for real? Like, terrified, right?
Yeah, stress
So
levels.
then he comes back there. I've set up. He comes back there, and I'm like, okay, let's talk. Like, what do you want to cover this up with? Like, it's small enough to where I'm like, it's doable, but it really just depends on what. Not to mention, like, this is your fucking face,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So he's like, I was thinking some stars. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's doable. Maybe 2 or 3. Like, you could go, like, big to small or something, that would fit. And he was like, yeah, but I want them red. And I was like, bro, like, you are a dark chocolate man.
You're never going to see it. Huh?
Tiff is in black. Red is not going to cover that up.
Nah.
Like, and I wouldn't say like dark chocolate, but he was he was chocolate. You know what I'm saying? In color.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I'm like, they've got to be black. No color is going to cover up black ink. That's like the number one rule, right? It's like, like no crayon's going to cover up a black permanent marker.
Right.
So, I'm like, okay, your hair is very pretty. He had beautiful dreads. Beautiful dreads. Freshly out of prison. I learned this.
Okay.
And I'm like, you're going to have to move your hair because, like, I had to lay him down. And so he goes like this. He had that bitch's name all on his neck.
Oh.
So not only was Tiff here, but Tiff was here.
Oh.
And I was like, bro, you must have been in love. Wow. He was like, I don't want to talk about it. And his homie was in there and he was like, yeah, man, that pussy sprung him out. And I'm like, dude, like, he was like, she did me dirty. She did me dirty. And I was like, all right, well, let's start with the eye. Let's cover that up. Yeah. Poor guy. Like, this dude. So we go, and like the stencil went on okay, but I will just never forget how nervous. And I could feel him breathing, right? Because I'm like working on his eye.
Yeah.
And like, I had to get so close to his actual like tear duct line, like the water line of the eye. And I was under 100 tattoos at that point. Like, it was terrifying. God. But I did it, and I was so proud. Wow. What does it look like now? I have no fucking clue.
God, it's probably some dude's name or something.
Right.
Just went the other
grandma.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's another
auntie.
Yeah. Oh man.
But
yeah, dude,
cover ups are. They either go really well, or they're just like, damn, that's not gonna heal well. So if it's something where I'm like, I don't see anything I could do. To cover this and give you what you want, because it's hard as an artist. Like, this person's being like, I hate this tattoo, fix it. And that's a lot of pressure on me to be like, let me create something that will fix it, or like cover it to make you like it, you know, for years. So now I'll just be like, maybe go do a few sessions of laser.
And then get it removed.
And then like, I would recommend that if it's just something that's like big and bulky, or you know, or I'll be like, I'll send you to another artist. I'm not scared to be like, yo, I got lots of pals in Asheville.
Sure,
like,
man.
See if so and so can do it, you know.
Right. Yeah.
I can't give you answers for them, but it's worth a try.
Sure. I mean, maybe they could do something that I can't, or maybe or not willing to, because like you said, like, what am I gonna do with this? You know, you didn't give me any options.
It's important, like, if you're gonna get tattooed, or if you want something a certain way, like if you're going to be picky about things, like, you should research who you want to work with.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's more so, like, I had someone reach out, inquire, and like, she wanted hyperrealism. Like, I don't even know if she looked at my work, but the woman across the hall from me is an acupuncturist, and she had sent and said amazing things about me, which I'm like, thank you, that's so sweet. You didn't have to do that, but that's so sweet, you know. So she's sending people my way. But then this woman, I'm assuming, hasn't seen any of my work. So then when she puts in reference photos and it's all hyper realism, I'm like, I don't do this.
Yeah.
But immediately I'm like, here are 3 other people that I think would totally knock this out of the park for you.
Yeah, man.
This woman got so mad at me.
Why? And just because you...
Well, that's just a shame, because
you can't
so-and-so at the acupuncture said you were just amazing, and she said you could do anything, and I was like, okay, well, personally, it's not a shame. I value big time what I do.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I take this very seriously, and this is something you want that I feel like I could not execute to your liking. So
right.
I had to be upfront like that. Like, it's not a shame. Like...
Yeah, that's just what it is.
Like, just because I tattoo doesn't mean I do everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Speaking of that, like, everything, right?
Right.
Has there been a, someone that has come in and is like, hey, I want, you know, like I want my dick tattooed or something spicy, you know, something that's like, you know, because people are out there.
People are out there.
Right. Yeah.
The most crazy places I've gotten are like, you know, ladies in the hips. Or armpits. Armpits, they're like really getting so popular, and I'm mad because when I was 22, I got my armpit, and I thought it was so cool.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
She's Tyrone Biggums today, though. Peanut butter and crack sandwich. But I've never personally had that question, or like no one's approached me with that, but I know artists that have. Okay, I have a story from an artist that is so good.
Okay.
So she was working at a shop out in Tennessee, and like she had been working with this couple for years, like because she started piercing and then tattooed, so she would pierce them and tattoo them, right? And this couple was like, I'm pretty sure like poly, open marriage, swingers, that kind of thing, but would always like come to her for like different tattoos, but they're always like related to the couple that they were in, right? Like he would get this and she would get that, and they were like matchy or something like that. Well, she worked with them for so long that like, you know, they started getting into like their 60s or something. And he had found out he was sick with something, I don't know, and they had asked her to tattoo, you know, his shaft.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, of course, she's like, sure, you know, and it was her name on the shaft.
Oh.
So then he starts getting worse. He starts getting worse, I think, and then like she comes to him to back to that studio and was like, can you do like, you know, my area? You know, that small little area on the woman. Is it a taint? Would it be? Do women have taints?
Yeah.
I think so, right?
Yeah. Taint-delicious.
I mean, it's not as big as a man's, I would assume.
I mean, yeah.
But it's like...
I mean, look it up.
It's the skin. It's the skin between... Is it not a prostate, but a taint, right?
Taint.
I'm curious.
This is hysterical right now. Because
yes.
Yes.
See? Okay.
See?
So in the
Women.
taint, in the female taint area, tattooed his name, right?
Oh.
And then I remember the artist being like, I didn't see them for a while. And then she like came in with like his dick with her name in a jar.
What?
Because he had passed away, but she saved his dick with her name on it. The woman. Yeah, dude.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What?
I was like, what the fuck?
That is...
I don't know. I'd be like, okay, why'd you bring that in? Yeah, like she had come to get tattooed after his passing or whatever, but she brought his dick.
What?
Strange.
That's
some shit, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's something new.
Yeah.
Dang. Wow. Can't wait to tell everyone at work about the dick in the jar.
Dick in the jar. Dick in the bottle. Dick in the box.
Yeah, they were like, the box is too flimsy and it breaks apart, gets rained on and shit.
They don't keep the juices in there like we want them to.
My Lord. I mean, it's not, I mean, he's keeping around like that's an old appendix or something, or a finger.
I mean,
or something.
I love the idea of things in jars. Don't get me wrong. But like.
But dang. Okay.
But a good old shaft with a name on it, like that's just one thing. I could not imagine the pain though.
Oh no!
My God.
Yeah, that's why I was very curious on like
the pain would be.
Yeah, like I don't know, like the bottom of someone's foot. I mean, have you done that before?
Palms suck. Yeah, any kind of palm, palm, or, you know, sole of your foot, or those are hard because you know we shed so much skin. So you know.
Yeah. But and on sweating all the time and everything.
It's very easy to blow out.
Yeah.
I do want, like right here, done so bad.
Oh yeah.
But I'm a baby. I'm a pussy.
Oh,
I like scream the whole time getting tattooed.
Oh yeah, my sister, she is
tatted.
Oh, she is covered. Her whole back is, and she has like some. It's like a skull with some wings on it on her breastplate, and then she has guns on her hips.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then I mean she has stuff that, I mean, it's like a gummy bear eating a starburst or
I
something
love
fucking
that.
weird, some fucking crazy.
It's art.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like an Indian's looking at it or something. You're like,
Licking its lips like, give me that gummy bear.
right? Sacagawea's in the background doing whatever she's doing. It's like, wow, sis. And then she had the whole, you have, like you were talking about couples, her ex, they both did the whole thing.
Oh, like a matching.
Put them together and unity or whatever you want to call it, right? Yeah, that sort of thing happens. But now it's like, well, now sis, where's the other half,
Yeah.
Yeah, like now what are you going to do with it? And it's like, I'll switch it into something.
I've done a lot of, I'm like, are you sure you want this last name or this name on you? Like, are you 100% sure? Yes. 3 months later. Bitch, cover it up. And I'm like, I tried to ask you.
Yeah. Are
Did
you
you
sure?
want it that big?
Oh.
And the people, I try not to push people's boundaries with like that kind of stuff, I'm like, if you really want your husband's name on you, like, or your partner's name or whatever, like, who am I to say no?
Sure.
But with people I know, I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah, man.
Okay, fine, we're doing it. I'm always game to ink you up.
Yeah.
Like, I hope that you're thinking about what is the possibility.
Yeah. In
so
case.
me and my hubby both got our wedding anniversary on us.
Okay.
And mine's like disguised and hidden where it's like I could easily cover it up, right?
Oh, yeah.
10-4. It makes me laugh because this motherfucker went bam.
Oh.
And I'm like,
damn.
You better not divorce me, bud. You stuck with that.
That is...
Like I was like, I just want it cute and quaint.
Have you ever tried to slip in a little thing on somebody? Like, how like
a signature or something, or
something like that. How like you would write a paper, like a 5-page paper or something, and then in the middle of a sentence, it's like
ballsack.
Yeah, just to see if they're reading it or whatever. Have you ever tried to do that?
I've never me personally had the idea to do that, but I've had people be like, put your initials, and I'm like, are you sure? And they're like, do it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But I have had a few anything with words, I try to be very, very cautious.
Yeah, definitely.
Just because my dyslexia, I know.
You spell your name wrong.
My child's name, right?
Yeah.
It's so there have been times where it's like this client completely approved this tattoo and it has maybe it's a Bible verse or something.
Yeah.
With a vine. Who knows?
Yeah.
I've left out a special letter A in the sentence or the script. But I'm like, but I had you double check this. Or triple check it.
Just to make sure. And they got it wrong.
And they got they didn't see it. So I'm like, I'm beating myself up, but then again I'm like, I did my job. And then there was another time where it was a word that had a lot of letters. And there was a U and a A in the word. But then it ended up looking like 2 A's because I got my U too close to the A. Or you know what I mean? It was like a cursive.
Yeah.
And my U grouping got too close. So, you get a message later on. They're like, it doesn't say absolutely. It says absolutely or something like that. And I'm like, fuck.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks so much because you're like, it wasn't. I was not intentionally doing this. It's not intentional.
Yeah,
like that,
it's so yeah, the job's serious. Yeah. And I've canceled after my kiddo, I started struggling with my anxiety a lot more. I don't know if it's becoming a parent or the world around me is looking more scarier than I've ever felt or seen,
Yeah. Because times are,
and I've had my fair share of actually being really affected by narcissists recently too. Not in a relationship, but as a friendship. In my adulthood, I feel like it's the first time I've actually been these people are fucking it's two individuals, different situations, but that took a toll on me.
Yeah. Because that seems to be brought up a lot more nowadays. That like,
I think the flags are shown a little easier. Like people are aware of narcissistic tendencies.
but like, what kind of narcissistic pieces are you talking about? Like, is it?
The most recent one, it was I actually opened a studio with a business partner who fucked me.
Oh, really?
And that felt like I went through a divorce. So I lost weight. I started having like stress and anxiety hives.
Oh man.
Where I was going with that though is like I have canceled appointments like the day of,
that.
which is not like me, but I'm like I have to, like artists are
Gotta
people
be in
too.
it.
So it's like, hey man, I'm coming off of a panic attack, anxiety attack, whatever.
Yeah.
I am mentally not capable to do this today, but we'll get you back rescheduled.
Yeah,
a
which
lot
is
of times
better.
people are understanding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean-
it goes back to communication,
Yeah,
right?
man.
Like
That's what it is. You want a fucked up tattoo, or do you want a really nice looking tattoo?
Exactly.
What,
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
yeah, and I want to give you my all.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I mean.
definitely.
Like it is something. Like if I'm gonna take time away from my family
yeah, man.
to do this,
It
then
better be worth it.
it better be worth it. In multiple reasons, financially, creatively. You know what I mean? Like, so, or might as well just go get a regular 9 to 5.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Which
Like-
that's boring.
It's so boring.
It really
I'm
is.
just not that person.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man.
But, I try to look out for people in that sense where I'm like transparent and not try to make it seem like I have everything perfect. all the
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
You know
'cause
it,
life
yeah.
is hard.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen 3 hours from now. Like,
Yeah.
like come on. You
Yeah, exactly.
know? So wait, where are you at now? Like,
So I am on.
yeah, plug it in, man.
Yeah,
Plug it in,
it's-
right?
So we had to have a name for the private studio, which is so weird because we're like, it's a private studio. Because me and my sweet mate, who I love so much, we went to high school together too. Megan Kelly.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
that's
Hey,
my girl.
hello, Megan.
I know.
Right,
She gave up mural stuff to become a tattoo artist, and she's killing it.
Very cool.
But we named it the Oasis Suite because we moved in right after the hurricane.
Oh, that's a good name.
Hendersonville had water.
Right.
They never lost water because a lot of artists after the storm were like going to Greenville or Tennessee to guest spot so they could make money, you know? But for us, we were like, let's just go ahead and make that move like we were talking about. So we're in Hendersonville off of Main Street.
Off of Main Street.
Yeah, but we're both appointment only, so it's very much like you can't get in the building unless you got the deets too, which is fun. It makes you feel like you're going to your private investigator, you know. Let me go see my PI.
Oh, that's very cool. man.
Yeah, and we've been able to create the space that we've wanted, which is a very relaxed, and it's not like a typical go into a shop and heavy metal and just wild stuff everywhere. It's more like Zen
Oh, that's cool.
because we want it to be a personal,
Yeah.
more personal, right? And like not spa like, but comfortable in that sense. Yeah.
Sure. I mean that if that's the place that I would want to go to.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. Yeah, like you said, I wouldn't want to walk in the door and all of a sudden it's like goth everything. You got some guy getting his
Taint.
pierced.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right next to while I'm
Jacob's
getting a
ladder.
goldfish.
Yeah, exactly.
Put on my.
Speaking of, okay, not goldfish, but that took me back to a story. I went to this is so off topic. I'm so sorry.
No.
It is
no.
tattoo related. And I can't believe I got tattooed in this studio. So in my early 20s, I was in my apprenticeship. No, I wasn't. Sorry, that was loud. No, I wasn't. I was like 20, fresh 21. Do you remember that? Actually, my mom fought me in Tijuana. She's like, "You're not going," and I was like, "I'm going. I'm 21.
Oh damn! I don't.
You can't stop me." So I like fleed off to New York to see this guy that I had like this phone call, phone relationship with. I'm here, right? I didn't get murdered,
Right.
but we go, And he's like, let's get tattooed while you're up here. And I'm like, hell yeah. And he's like, I know the perfect place to go, right? And I'm like, all right, where are we going? I'm like, okay, we're leaving Brooklyn. We're now in the Bronx. Wait, Harlem. I don't know where I'm at. And like, we're just going down these side streets. And then all of a sudden there's a door. Then there's stairs. And we go up the stairs and there's another door. We walk in the door and it's just like smoke, right? I look to my right. There's these like kids with this like thing in this big ass tank trying to feed this boa, this like rabbit or rat or something.
Shit.
And then I look over here and there's like a bunch more smoke just coming. They're all like passing about multiple blunts and just tattooing. And I was just like, where the fuck? And then over here there was like a big TV and the like more kids playing video games. So I'm just like, oh, this is how New York does it, you know, and like hardcore rap going on. So there was a little bit of wait, and I'm just like, okay, don't look around because you are going to be freaking yourself out. And I didn't want to like puss out, you know, because I'm like sitting here with like locals to New York, you know, like this is my first time to the big city.
Right.
Like,
They're like, what's this chick's problem?
yeah, like, who is this Southern Belle? And I'm like, I swear I'm hard.
Yeah.
I'm a badass.
Yeah, you guys are getting tattooed in this trap house right
And
now.
I covered it up, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So I did. I ended up getting tattooed. That dude was also fresh out of prison and did not wear gloves.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Dude, that's
But I've been tested so many times. No bloodborne or, you know, no bad stuff.
ink
So,
poison.
yeah, no AIDS. So that's good. You know.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Sweet. How long are we? Yeah. How long are we, Cal?
We're at like 71 minutes.
That's
Oh.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's easy to get going, right?
Yeah, well, with you.
I
I feel like we've always been able to chat.
Yeah, chitty chat.
And it's been a while, so
Yeah,
that helps.
Definitely, man. Definitely. All right. Well, thank you for coming in, man.
You're so welcome.
Seriously, like I know we've been trying to get this
I know.
going and this and that and the hurricane and family and all
Life
that
be
other
lifin'.
Damn, man.
Life
you
be
know?
lifin'.
But that's
Yes.
awesome. Well,
Yeah.
everyone, please,
Aw.
like, make an appointment. Go see
Wyntre.
Wyntre. Yeah, go see Wyntre. And her last name's not Wilson anymore.
No,
it's
it's
Lackey.
not.
It's
I'm
so
Lackey.
weird
It's
to
so
even.
strange.
So weird because I want to be like Wyntre Wilson Lackey.
Yeah,
you know?
in the house.
Right? Well, make an appointment, guys. Go see her
Aw.
at on Main Street in Hendersonville, man. Make an appointment. You got to make an appointment. So, you know, and maybe
Books are open
yeah, there you go.
through
man.
September right now.
Very cool, man.
Winksart.com.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Very good. That's what I'm saying. Plug it up, boy. Plug it up.
Yeah.
All right. Again, Wynn, thanks for coming in, man.
Always.
Awesome.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Do we do it?
Yeah.
Is that action or cut?
Cut.
Cut. That's a wrap.
That's it.
Cool.